All right, let's talk cars. Whether you're a pro who lives under the hood or you're just trying to figure out what that weird rattling noise is, we've all been there, asking the same exact question. Where is the best place to buy parts? Well, today we are going to settle that score. Welcome to the 2025 Auto Parts Showdown. Oh, you know that feeling, right? That dreaded check engine light flicks on, or you hear some new, mysterious sound coming from under the hood. You know a repair is in your future. And that means you've got a big decision to make before you even pick up a wrench. Where are you going to get the parts?
And this is a decision we're all making more and more. Why? Because get this, the average age of a car on the road in 2025 is 12 and a half years old. That's a long time. And older cars, well, they just need more work, which makes knowing where to shop absolutely crucial.
So how do you actually decide? It can feel overwhelming, for sure, but don't worry, we're going to break it all down. We've got a simple framework, 6 key things to look for. Think of this as your personal cheat sheet for picking the perfect store for whatever job you're tackling.
So here's what we're looking at. First, the basics. Selection and availability. Do they even have the part you need? And of course, part quality. Then we follow the money with price and value. And finally, there's the whole experience, right? We're talking customer service, their online experience, and the all-important fine print, policies and perks, like the return policy and any rewards programs they have. Okay, but before we dive in, we have to get one thing straight, because it's super important. The difference between OEM and aftermarket parts. OEM stands for Original Equipment Manufacturer. These are the exact same parts your car was built with at the factory. Aftermarket parts, on the other hand, are made by different companies, and their quality and price can be, well, all over the place. Knowing which one you need is a huge piece of the puzzle.
All right, we've got our rules of engagement. Now let's meet the heavy hitters. We are putting 5 of the biggest, most well-known names in the U.S. auto parts world head-to-head.
First up, we've got AutoZone. With something like 6,600 stores, these guys are everywhere. They are the definition of the neighborhood go-to. For most of us, there's probably one just around the corner, which makes them the default choice when you need a common part, like right now.
Next, let's talk about Advance Auto Parts. Their whole game is about having a massive inventory. We're talking sheer volume. They also have a really dialed-in system for ordering parts online and then just swinging by the store to pick them up. Then there's O'Reilly. Their reputation is really built on their people. Time and time again, you hear about their knowledgeable, super friendly staff who are actually willing to come out to the parking lot and help you figure out what's going on. And NAPA. NAPA has always been known as the place the professional mechanics go. They've earned a ton of respect for carrying high-quality, professional-grade parts that the serious DIY folks and the repair shops really depend on to last. And finally, our wild card, the online-only contender, RockAuto. These guys are an absolute force of nature when it comes to selection and price. They're working with warehouse pricing that the brick-and-mortar stores just can't compete with.
Okay, the players are on the field. The introductions are over. It is time for the main event. We're about to put all 5 of these stores to the test, using those 6 criteria we just laid out.
This is the big question, isn't it? When the dust settles, who's the champion, who's the best? Well, you're about to see that the real answer is that it completely depends on what you need and when you need it.
And this table really tells the whole story. Look at it. You've got AutoZone. Its biggest strength is just being there, making it perfect for an emergency repair. But the weakness? Service can be a roll of the dice. Now contrast that with O'Reilly, where the knowledgeable staff is their main draw. Perfect for when you need a little advice. NAPA's got the pro-grade parts, but you're going to pay a bit more. And then there's RockAuto at the bottom. Unbeatable price, but just look at that weakness. 0 phone support. It's a game of trade-offs every single time.
Let's dig a little deeper into that in-store experience. It's really a tale of 2 very different but equally valuable approaches. If you walk into an O'Reilly, you're probably going to find a friendly face who's happy to help you figure out that check engine light. At NAPA, the whole vibe is different. It feels more like a professional supply house, It's where you go for highly technical, expert advice on a really complex job.
Now, when it comes to price and selection, the choice couldn't be clearer. RockAuto is just in a league of its own for variety and low cost. But you have to be patient and wait for shipping. The big 3, AutoZone, Advance, and O'Reilly, they basically charge you what you could call a convenience tax. Yeah, you pay a little more, but you get that part in your hand right now, today.
Okay, so you know all this now. How do you use it to make the best choice every single time? Well, it's not about being loyal to just one store. It's about having a winning strategy that you can apply to any repair that comes your way. So here it is, your 5-point playbook. First, always start by finding the original OEM part number and cross-referencing it. It'll save you so many headaches. Second, be strategic. Use the physical stores for emergencies, but when you can plan ahead, buy online and save a ton of cash. Don't forget to sign up for those loyalty programs, and please, always return your old parts to get your core charge back. And finally, the minute that new part arrives, open the box and inspect it, not when you're already halfway through the job.
And speaking of that core charge, this is so important because it's your money. Think of it as a deposit you pay on parts like alternators or starters to make sure the old broken part gets recycled. As soon as you bring that old part back, you get a full refund. Seriously, do not leave that money on the table.
Now, I have to give you a critical warning about RockAuto. That amazing price comes with a pretty big risk. There is absolutely no phone support. None. If something's wrong with your order, you are on your own with an online form, and you might even have to pay to ship the wrong part back.
And here's another insider tip. This one's for NAPA. Because many NAPA stores are independently owned, their return policies can get a little tricky. The part you bought at the NAPA on one side of town might not be returnable at the one on the other side. So just make sure to ask about that specific store's policy before you pay.
So, after all of that, what's the final verdict? Well, it's actually pretty simple. There is no single best store. The right choice is always a moving target. It all comes down to what your project needs. Does it need speed, the lowest possible price, or a little bit of expert support to get you through? So the next time that light comes on or you hear that noise, you've got the framework. You can confidently pick the right store for the job and turn what could be a stressful moment into a really satisfying project. You've got the knowledge now, so what are you going to fix next?